Hello everyone. So in this lab we are going to see how to run functions. So what are functions? Functions are a way to manage to write a code such that it can be run several times. So let us first create a first of all let us open notepad. Okay. So now I will be creating two functions. One function is for finding the sum of two numbers and second function is to print two numbers, right? So let me increase the size of font. Okay, so first of all what you do, hash include iostream, then I'm typing using namespace std, then int. Okay, so whenever you create any function it should be above the main function, so I'm leaving space for that function. Then I'm creating main function, so I'm taking two integers int a and b. Then we can take the input from user using cin a, cin b. So the value of a and b will be taken from the user. Cin means keyboard. Then we can call a function. Sum. Int add equals to sum a comma b and cout add. So when we call this function, we are passing the values a and b to it, and when this function will return the value, it will be passed on to add, and then we are printing add. Now let us write the function here, sum function here. So the function is returning an integer value, so the return type will be int sum int a comma int b. After that I am taking int x equals to a plus b. Now I will not print the value of this x here, I will print it in main. So I am simply returning a plus b. Return x. So inside this function I will return the value of x. It will pass on to add, and then it will print add. Now let me save this file. Save. I will save it to desktop. File name should be sum.cpp. Now I will open my terminal, Windows plus R key, and then I will type cmd. Okay. After opening the terminal, I have to go to desktop, cd desktop. Now let me compile the file g++ sum.cpp. Okay, hash. Okay, I have not written hash here. Hash include. Now let us compile it again. Okay, so earlier there was an error because I have not written hash. We should always write hash include. Okay, so the file is compiled but there is no output, because your compiler will only compile the file, it will not print any output. Now we have to run the file, so I will run it a.exe. Now it is asking for input. Let us take 4 and 5, so 9 will be printed, correct? Now let me write something more here. We can ask the user for input cout, please enter the numbers, and then I can write end l. End l means end line. Okay, new line will be printed, and here I can write cout the sum is. Okay, now let us save it. File, save, and then I will go back to terminal and compile it. Okay, file is compiled. Now let us run it. So now it is asking please enter the numbers. I will write 6 and 7. The sum is 13. Okay. So whenever you want to print something like this, then you have to write this between, there should be a this operator between these two. The sum is, and this is variable add, and there should be an operator. Okay. Similarly, when you want to input two different variables a and b, then we have to take an operator between them. Now let us create another file, and we will write a function to calculate the factorial ing. Hash include iostream using name space std int main, and then I will create a function to calculate factorial. So let me input the number int a comma b. Cin, I will take the input from user, and then I can write cout, enter the numbers, right, Cin a comma b, and I will call factorial, and I will pass a comma b to. Okay, for calculating factorials you don't need to input two numbers. I only need to input one number, Cin n. Enter the number, and then I can print int l Cin n, and then I will pass it to factorial. So, and factorial will return a value, and I can take it, print the value. Okay, so what is happening, I have called this factorial n, and this factorial n will return a value, and it will be printed to cout. So cout, here I can write the factorial is, and then I can write the factorial. Now let me create the factorial function. The return type will be int. If there is no return type, then I can write void int factorial, and then I will take, I am passing int x. Suppose I am passing int x. Now int f equals to 1. Then what I will do, I will have to run it for n times. For int I is equals to 1, I less than equals to n, I plus plus, then f equals to f into I. Okay, so what is this f? For example, when we take sum, when we calculate sum, we have to write sum of n numbers. We take sum equals to 0. Okay, when we calculate factorial, we take f equals to 1. We start with 1, and then we multiply it with I every time. So 1 into 1, 1 into 2, 1 into 3, and so on. 1 into 2 into 3, 1 into 2 into 3 into 4, and so on up to n. Now when we have calculated the value of factorial, we can return it, return f, then we can print it here. So now let us save this file, save, and desktop I can save it as fact.cpp. Now I will open the terminal, g++ fact.cpp. okay, n was not declared, I less than equals to n. Okay, so I have the input is x, so let me take it as x. Now we can run it, enter the number 5. Okay, so the factorial of 5 is 120. 120, correct. Now let me enter the number 4. The factorial of 4 is 4 3 are 24, correct? Okay, so this is how we can calculate factorial of a number. And secondly, we have calculated sum of two numbers. So this is how we can write the functions to calculate factorial and to calculate sum. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you.